Hello, and thank you for joining us for our virtual resource fair hosted by Orange Technical College. I'm Mahalia Roberts, and I serve as the career advisor on our Mid-Florida campus. Our goal of the virtual resource fair is to connect our students with local Central Florida organizations to help them understand the local community resources. And today I have Mr. Jerry Ross, president of the National Entrepreneurial Center, and he is going to share some information with us. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Ross.
Thank you so much for having me and helping us get the word out.
Absolutely. So we're just going to start by you introducing your organization and its purpose.
The National Entrepreneur Center is a public-private partnership, and it is in its 17th year now. So it was founded in 2003, and the mission is to help businesses grow, meet them where they are, and help them grow. And so when we say public-private partnership, it's funded by uh, Orange County government, the city of Orlando, but also University of Central Florida and Walt Disney World. So we have both public and private partners. And then we add other partners like the Orlando Magic and Orlando Utilities Commission and many of the banks. And so it was an idea to say, let's make this efficient, to put lots of resources to help entrepreneurs in one place. So it's efficient for entrepreneurs to come and visit, and they can get help from lots of different organizations. But it was also very efficient for each of those organizations because we share facilities, we share resources. And so everybody's cost went down and everybody's services went up. And so it's been a great win for Central Florida to have a National Entrepreneur Center located right here at Fashion Square Mall on Colonial Drive.
Absolutely wonderful. Can you dive a little bit deeper into some of the services or classes that you offer the community?
Sure, I'm so glad you asked. the the services that we provide, like I said, our mission is to help small businesses grow. And so it starts with free coaching. Anyone can come in and set an appointment with a coach and sit down and meet one-on-one for free to talk about the specifics of their business. And so sometimes it's about how to get started, what kind of licensing might be required. But many times it's saying, how do I hire employees? How do I do marketing? So someone may know a lot about their particular industry, but not a lot about how to market it or financing and accounting. And so we have free one-on-one coaching where they can come and meet with a counselor from the Small Business Development Center or from SCORE, from Prospera. And so those are organizations that provide one-on-one counseling for free. And so sometimes entrepreneurship can be very lonely. And I used to tell my wife, I want to talk to somebody that doesn't work for me. And so it was very helpful to get somebody's opinion that has experience in business from the outside to kind of help lay the groundwork for how you grow and how you get better. But we also serve businesses that have been in business a long time, and they may be looking for how do I do strategic planning? How do I sometimes at the SBDC, they have advisory boards for those businesses that are looking to scale, because many of the problems you have as you're growing are not the same problems you had when you got started. And so the center provides coaching for every type of business in every industry and every size. The second thing we do is education. And so last year was a very difficult year for most businesses. We average about 400 business seminars a year. And so no one in the country does that volume of education. Last year with COVID, we pivoted to that mostly online and virtual. And so we do coaching through webinars and Zoom and WebEx. But we found that we didn't have a library that was really deep enough to provide the online training that we really wanted to, because most of our training before that had been in person. And so we partnered with the Lonely Entrepreneur organization out of New York City, because they had a library of about 300 online learning modules. And we got Wells Fargo as a sponsor. And so that's free to any entrepreneur in the area that can sign on to our website and go to the online learning platform. It's NEC Online. and they can sign up for free and go online and learn from home. And so that was one of the challenges that we had moving from a very active in-person center to providing coaching online and now providing online learning that's free to access. We have lots of resources and lots of connections. So sometimes it's about, I know what I'm doing, I got this down, but if I could
Right.
just connect with somebody in the community that needs this, because we have about 5 different chamber organizations here. It's the Hispanic Chamber, the African American Chamber, the Asian American Chamber, the Pride Chamber, and the National Association of Women Business Owners are all here. And so sometimes it's a connection to a group that helps you enlarge your circle, because you can only sell so much to your friends and neighbors.
Right.
and, and so by connecting with a larger circle of people who might be interested or people that have similar interests, it helps entrepreneurs expand their business. And so education, coaching, resources, connections, all of those things can be had by just visiting the National Entrepreneur Center.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And so I'm hearing that you all did shift a little bit online. So is that how you're offering services primarily now?
Yeah, right now we're doing a little bit of both. We're because we have 14 resource partners here, and you can go to our website and click on the resource partner button, and it will describe each one of those and what they do. But each one of those we're very active with events and trainings, and so this was a hub of activity, and then COVID hit, and each of those organizations said, how do we do this online? And we our numbers stayed about the same because people were, we've always had this technology, but I think what's happened is with the shutdown of the last year, the marketplace has accepted the technology and
Right.
said, I will go to a training online. And so before they may have wanted to do that in person. And now after a year of that, I think people are going, I'm tired of the online. I'm ready to go back to in person. And I think once that we catch up with the vaccines, that we're learning how best to make this a safe place to open and begin to do some of that face-to-face connection again. So I think we'll have a combination of both for a long time. Right now, most of our stuff is still remote, but we're keeping our fingers crossed that soon we'll be open to have the in-person events as well.
Okay, great. So let's say I'm an aspiring entrepreneur and I want to get started. How do I reach out to you, get in contact with your organization?
Right now, the easiest and best way is to go to our website. It's got information on all of the resource partners that are here and all the services. It's got access to our online learning. And you can also then say, I want to meet with a coach or connect with a coach. What we ask you to do is to put as much information in there as possible on what you're looking for so that we can get you with the right coach, because there's so many opportunities here. We want to help you navigate that. So if someone's thinking about starting a business, you need to realize you don't have to do this alone. There are resources out here that are really here to help those entrepreneurs. Sometimes think through the idea, sometimes get an idea of if that idea has enough need in the marketplace to make it a real business. And sometimes it's about thinking through how that business might grow, because sometimes you get an idea started and you say, the good news is I'm up and running, and the bad news is I got a lot of business and I don't know how to handle it. And so that's always one of those things that you want to think about in advance so that you get started right. Most small businesses fail because they haven't thought it all the way through. They haven't gotten outside input, or they're underfunded, because typically it takes twice as long as you think and it costs twice as much as you think. And so by putting those parameters in, you give yourself enough runway to make it work. And so that's what we do for those folks thinking about starting a business, is to say, let's think through the idea. Let's see what kind of market you have so that you can get focused on how you're going to be successful in the best way.
Great, great. And so, I know you have a little bit of foot traffic, and I think people may be more familiar than they realize with your location. But you said the Fashion Square Mall, right? The
That's right.
where Right. So, and I've been there, and it's beautifully decorated. It's so welcoming. So for anyone who is looking to step out, start a business, grow their business, it's just a very interesting place to go. You feel inspired when you go.
Well, this whole idea of the Entrepreneur Center is really visionary for a community to do that. And so our community funded this for the small businesses of our community. And so by putting it at that mall, we have a parking garage right outside the door. So covered parking in Florida. But we also build it so that it is welcoming, and it is one of those places where people can come and research and get information and feel uh, that they're comfortable knowing their way around. And they can bring their family with them. They can go shopping. They can visit the food court. So it's been really a good location for us to be here at Fashion Square, and we're excited about what the future brings here, because the mall is in transition, and we're already talking with them about what the future of the space will be, and it's one of those that provides plenty of room and plenty of space for folks to come in and see our 18-foot tall tree in the lobby and our mini village across the way. It's really a testament to the community that they invested in the small business community here. And over the last 4 years, Orlando, Florida has led the nation in job creation. And to us, that's not a surprise. That was a strategy. And so if someone's thinking about starting a small business, this is the place to be. We have people from all over the country coming here to say, how do we do what you're doing here in Orlando? And what we did was focus on being a place for innovation and being a place for small businesses to start, and that builds a strong community.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for your time today, Mr. Ross. We appreciate all of the information. It will definitely help some of our students who are considering opening those businesses, and just very grateful for organizations just like yours. So I greatly
Well,
appreciate your time today.
thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to talk to those student entrepreneurs. And if I could offer them just one lesson, don't do it alone. You don't have to do this by yourself. You have help, and it's a short trip away.
Excellent. All righty. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.